And I'm going to tell you, winter has come fast here. Last week we were in heat. Now look at it outside. All gray and gloomy and cold. For me, anyway. A lot of people love this weather. I don't. I love the sun. Makes me happy. Folks, today I want to go over prison life. What it's really like, and this false narrative that Mark Geragos is putting out on Diddy. Okay, that he was molested, should I say, in prison at MDC. It never happened, folks. How do I know it didn't happen? Because I verify everything that I do. If you go back into my interviews that I have done, you will see that I interviewed a prison guard from MDC. I called just to make sure this morning, okay? And that never happened to Diddy. And folks, thank you, Evelyn. You're the first one here. Thank you. Folks, this never happened to Diddy. I don't know why Mark Geragos is trying to put out this narrative, okay, that this happened to him. First of all, let me give you a breakdown. Diddy is not in general population. What does that mean? It means he's not in a unit. An average unit houses 120 inmates. Diddy's in what's called a sort of special housing unit with only 20 inmates. And they are high profile inmates. Like that Mangione guy is in there, and other people of that nature, perhaps some law enforcement people. Okay, I repeated this. Now, I've been in MDC. I know exactly what it's like. But, why would they come out and say this here? Okay, first of all, remember, Diddy's an older guy. They normally don't go after older guys if somebody's in general population, and that happens, okay? Does it happen? Yes, it does, okay? But it normally happens in general population, all right, where everybody is mixed together. Diddy's not there. Now, what's Diddy's prison life going to be like? Right now, he's going to be, all right, locked up at MDC. I predict, I could be wrong, all right, might happen quicker, because he is appealing. Now, I think he's crazy to appeal. He should kiss the ground that he walks on for only getting 50 months. That's a no-burger. I could do that standing on my head. He's only got 2.5 more years to do. What kind of prison will Diddy go to? I predict he will be assigned to a medium security prison and not a farm, as some people are saying, okay? Or a camp, as they call it, okay? Why? He has violence on his record. Violence, folks. So violence will keep you out of being in the camp. Now, he has an appeal. Will he win the appeal? I don't know. Okay, appeal is a very stickly thing, very difficult to win, but they can be beaten maybe on one wrong word. If the judge said one wrong thing, it might. So we don't know yet, folks. But Diddy's going to have to wait until that happens, okay? So I wanted to clear that up, all right? Your school got canceled. Why? Hey, folks, you got your coffee this morning? Do you know that coffee's gone up 22% because of the tariffs? It's all we hear about, these tariffs, how they're going to save money. Who are they saving money for? When we're paying more for it. All right? I don't know about Tyler Robinson over there. I'm not sure about that. Okay? Sorry you're sick, Paul. All right? You got somebody with the name Charlie Kirk there. Huh? What I think about P. Diddy is I think he's crying the blues, and he better learn. The first thing you learn about in prison is keep your mouth shut. He's not doing that. He's crying the blues about everything. He better stop it, because all he's doing is making it worse for himself. Folks, I've seen it happen in prison. People crying the blues all the time. Yeah, is it the greatest place on earth? No, but it's not designed for that there, okay? It's not designed. Thank you, Baki Hamas. I appreciate that for that super chat. God bless you, my son. God bless. I appreciate that very much. Okay? All right? All right, folks. I was in MDC, Brooklyn. I spent 30 months there. I know that inside and out. The first night, I got to tell you about the first night, I got flown from Los Angeles, California to Brooklyn on Conair. It was a rainy day when we landed in Brooklyn. And, we're on the plane. We're chained. We're shackled. All right? And these planes that they use are confiscated planes that they confiscate from drug dealers and other people that did illicit things. And they're not in the best shape, trust me, okay? Because when this plane landed, where the glass where the pilots sit, the whole thing fell right off when we landed. Thank God we were on the ground for that, okay? And then we are bused to MDC, Brooklyn. And the first unit you go in, all right, is on the 4th floor of what we call the new building, which is all cells. Okay, now cells are different than dorms. Dorms are wide open with bunks, 120 inmates. Okay? Cells, 2 inmates to a cell. And that first night, we're in our cell, and we heard this screaming. Oh, my God, you should have heard it. Okay? We didn't know what happened, all right, immediately. And what happened was one young inmate did get, I don't know if I could say the word, RPD, okay, in his cell. And immediately, that inmate who did that was put into special housing by himself, and the other inmate was taken out, and so forth. All right, so those problems are taken care of by the BOP immediately. And the BOP is one of probably, you will not get any information from the BOP. That's the Bureau of Prisons. So what Mark Geragos is trying to do is he's trying to get sympathy for his client. Did I meet Theodore Roosevelt? Good one there, my friend. Good one. Folks, Are you tired about Diddy? All right? What do you think? Okay? Leave me a comment that you're either tired about Diddy or you want to hear more. Now, after I'm through with this show this morning, I'm going to be scheduling somebody you might have already seen. He's been on Vlad, Lou Ziskin. Lou happens to be a friend of mine. I happen to have met him in prison in Lampo. Lou was the biggest ecstasy dealer at that time. Big. And how he won his case, how he did his time in prison. Okay? And he defended himself. Okay, you're gonna get an interview. I'll be scheduling that for next week. So you're gonna wanna stay tuned for me to hear this interview, folks, because there's not another story like this. And you'll hear about prison life from my friend Lou. And he happened to live a block away from me, too. So, wanted you to know that. I'm going to be lining up other interviews, folks. Be patient, okay? Trying to build my station, okay, so that when I do these live interviews, I want to have a lot of people here, okay? So please, make sure you subscribe to my channel, like, comment, okay, and all those good things, okay? Normally, I don't come on here too long. I don't like to spend a lot of time. I don't want to waste your time. I want to come here and give you solid, factual information, okay? Thank you, Joe Batista. Thank you. I appreciate that. Joe just subscribed to my channel. Okay. I'm going to have a good day, folks. In spite of this weather, I'm going to try to think positive and be happy. All right? Can you imagine? It's October already, and we're going to have Halloween. You know what I'm yearning for, folks? I come from upstate New York. And in Verona, New York, was a place called Murphy's Cider. The best cider you could make. They made it fresh. And I'm going to go to the market and see if I could find some cider today. You folks like cider? Huh? Boy, 60, yeah, I think it's only 60 here and 60 in New York. Folks, what Diddy got is really a no-burger. The judge was very lenient on him, okay? Very lenient. And in my opinion, he was too lenient. But 40 months, he's got, call it 13 months in. Out of 50, he'll get 7 months off. So that's 20 months. He's only got 20 more months to do. 2.5 years to go by like that there. As long as he goes to prison, does his time, and keeps his mouth shut. Okay? I don't think he's the type of guy that can keep his mouth shut. What do you think? All right? No, I would never have gone to a Diddy party, Joe. No, I would not do that. I'm going to be talking about Jimmy Hoffa. How a message got sent from New York to Detroit, okay, which sealed Jimmy Hoffa's fate. I'm going to be talking about that there, okay? Thank you for any support you folks are giving me, all right? All right, Vampire, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Everybody wish Vampire a happy birthday. It's his birthday today. Today's October 5th or October 6th. All right? Okay. Yes, you get time off. You get 15% good time off. Then you could take different courses they have nowadays that you could knock off more time. So there's a lot of things that they have that Diddy could do to knock a few months here, a few months there. So, the thing is, the guy's going to see daylight, okay? He's going to see daylight. So as long as he keeps his mouth shut in prison. But that's going to be very tough for Diddy to do. Trying to read all these comments here. Yeah, it's my fourth cup of coffee already, folks, today. All right? Joe, what's Fortnite? I don't know what that is. Kim, whereabouts in upstate New York are you? I was born in Rome, New York. All right? Rochester, oh yeah. I did business in Rochester. Got a lot of stories to tell you about Rochester. Dale Scuddy Pontiac. Yeah, it's a very interesting story. I got to tell you someday. Okay, got people from the UK here. Thank you. Folks, I wanted to share that with you today. I don't want to take a lot of your time. Something comes up, I'm going to come back to you later, okay? In Syracuse, New York. Oh, I got a lot of relatives. My brother lived there, my nephews, my nieces, cousins. I got a lot of relatives in Syracuse. Thank you, Beth. Yeah, Beth. Well, folks, prison is not as bad as long as you keep your mouth shut. Do your time, okay? MDC is horrible. I'm going to tell you, it's not a great place because you don't get to get outside. You don't see the sun, okay? It's really a crappy place. But once he gets designated and gets to a real prison, then he gets to go out on the yard. They got weights, different things that he could do, okay? And, getting outside, seeing the sun, the sky, you have no idea how great it is when you're able to see that. You can't do that at MDC Brooklyn. It's just a terrible place, okay? But, there's my friend Nancy. How are you, Nancy? Good morning, kid. Okay? Now, Hoffa went on a short trip. Okay? Now I'm going to tell you all about Jimmy Hoffa and my future story. Beth, you live in Honolulu, all right? I was stationed at Schofield Barracks there, all right, outside of Waiawa. And for 3 years, I had an apartment in Waikiki. 3 great years, all right? Somebody asked if I was in prison. Yes, I was. I was indicted on a Colombo crime family indictment, okay? I did 62 months. I had a minimum mandatory sentence on a 924C gun charge, which, if Maureen Comey did the indictment properly, they would have had Diddy on a 924C gun charge, which is a minimum mandatory sentence. But she didn't do it. She messed that indictment on so bad that I feel that she did it intentionally. Yes, I feel Maureen Comey wrote that indictment intentionally, knowing that she would not win the RICO Act. Although I did see the predicate acts in there, I saw it, but the jurors didn't. And thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. And she also had drug charges. Again, minimum mandatory. So if that indictment was written properly, Diddy be looking probably 20 years minimum mandatory sentence. But Maureen Comey messed it up. Why did she do that? Okay? Everybody proclaimed what a great U.S. attorney she was. I don't see it. Okay? I don't see it. She gave that entire case away to the defense. Did she make a deal somewhere? Because deals like that do get made. Trust me. Okay? Lori, thank you so much. Lori, hit that super chat button. Thank you very much, Lori. Appreciate it. Okay? All my love to you. All right? Look, you had no idea how much these super chats help me. Okay? Because I don't make anything from YouTube yet. Okay? And I don't know if anybody can figure out how you make money from YouTube. And everybody asks me how old I am. I am 80 years old. My advice, Joseph Nissen, for a 20-year-old. Joseph, my advice, and I've helped a lot of young kids, stay out of a life of crime, number one. Okay? You can't beat it. All right? Get educated or find a trade. Find something that you love doing. You gotta love what you're doing. Okay? Matt, you're 80 years? Or me, I'm 80 years. Yeah, I'm 80 years. So, you know, for that young man, 20 years old, all right? Just find something you love doing, enjoy your life, and be happy every day. And try to make other people happy. I was in Walgreens yesterday morning. I'm waiting in line, and there was an elderly woman, had to be older than I am. And her bill came to $82. She had a grocery cart full of stuff. And she was shy $5. So I went up to the clerk, I said, how much does she owe? She was shy $5. I said, here's the $5. Okay? She blew me a kiss and prayed, all that there. Hey, what, $5 is not going to change my life at all, but hopefully it helped her. So you don't know little things you could do for people. You could help them out immensely, all right? So try to make somebody happy every day. I tell you folks this here, okay? All the time, okay? And I know some of you do that too, there. I just think it's very important, particularly in the world that we're living in today, which we don't know what to believe no more. You can't believe anything you hear on the news. You can't believe anything from the government, okay? And it's terrible. I got my TV off. Don't even want to put it on. And then the movies I'm watching old movies, because the new ones, I can't find anything I like. But, you know, maybe I'm too old now. I don't know. Okay? Maybe I'm just getting too old. Folks, life goes by in a blink of an eye. Okay? So make every day a great day. Okay, folks, I'm going to be lining up my interviews that I'm going to be doing. You're going to love them. I got George Gall, who wrote the script of The Accidental Gangster. We're waiting for a major announcement. Once that happens, George will be on my show, along with Nick Vallanoga, who won Best Picture of the Year for Green Book. All right, and you all know George Gallo wrote Midnight Run, Bad Boy, Middleman, Comeback Trail, okay, and a slew of other movies. One of the best screenwriters here in Hollywood. Folks, it all begins with the written word. So, folks, have a great day. God bless you all. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. As usual, all my love and respect. Take care, folks.